On December 29, 1980, one of the most mysterious and talked about incidents in UFO history took place. It all happened on a lonely road in Dayton, Texas. 51-year-old Betty Cash, 57-year-old Vicki Landrum, and her 7-year-old grandson Colby were on their way back from a restaurant. While driving, they noticed a small light in the distance overhead. Thinking it was an airplane, they paid it no mind. As they continued driving, the light came even closer, and what they saw next would change their lives forever. About even with the tree line was a gigantic floating diamond expelling flames and heat. Landrum told Cash to stop the car, afraid they would get burned if they got any closer. This strange object terrified everyone in the car except for Vicki, who was a born-again Christian. She believed this to be the second coming of Jesus and assured the two they were okay. Cash, on the other hand, was afraid and wanted to turn the car around, but the road was too narrow and she risked getting the car stuck in a ditch. With nowhere else to go, both women got out of the car to get a closer look. Meanwhile, Colby remained absolutely terrified, which prompted his grandmother to return and comfort him. The two were mesmerized by the bizarre sight. The object was the size of a water tower and shaped like an upright diamond. It was silver with bright blue flames emanating from the bottom, keeping it in the air. The flames were close enough to make the car's metal body hot to the touch. Cash claimed she had to use her coat to protect her hand from being burned by the door handle. Inside the car, Landrum touched her hand to the dashboard, leaving an imprint, which was later shown to investigators as proof of the event. As the object floated above the trees, the group noticed helicopters coming in from the distance. They counted 23 double-blade Chinooks surrounding the object. Cash claimed that the choppers had the United States Air Force logo posted on the side. With the worst part over, they watched as the object and helicopters receded into the distance. They tried to follow along, but wouldn't see the UFO again. From first sighting to departure, they said the event lasted about 20 minutes. Afterwards, all parties returned home for the evening. This wouldn't be the end of the story, as that night, strange things began happening. Each person claimed to experience similar symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea, as well as general weakness, burning eyes, and sunburn. Vicki even claimed that Colby cried during his bath that night, complaining that his skin was burning. One day, Colby saw a similar helicopter flying overhead. This made him upset, reminding him of his encounter from before, so she took her grandson to where the chopper landed and got to meet the pilot. At first he was friendly and let them on board to tour the helicopter, but once Vicki recounted her story, the pilot grew agitated and ordered them off the plane. Cash's symptoms grew worse over time, with her having to be admitted to the hospital. There she could not walk and had lost large patches of hair. Her skin was also badly burned in some spots. Her hair loss was photographed, and doctors concluded that this was no ordinary sunburn, but instead said the woman had been exposed to radiation sickness, which later became cancer. Meanwhile, Betty had developed a cataract in one eye and was even treated for breast cancer. Neither condition was known to be present before the encounter. Eventually, Cash and Landrum would contact 2 U.S. senators who recommended they file a complaint on the U.S. Air Force Base. After being interviewed by personnel, they decided to sue the federal government for $20 million in damages. The case went on for years, with members of the Air Force and NASA even giving testimony. Ultimately, it was determined that there wasn't enough evidence to show any proof of such craft existing, and military personnel dismissed any Chinook helicopters that were used that night. The case was thrown out. But over the years, different questions to what happened that night are still unanswered. So the women got into contact with NASA employee and UFO believer John Schuessler. The man went to the exact spot where the event happened and noticed that the road had been apparently burned by the heat given off from the object. After returning sometime later, the asphalt had been dug up and replaced. Witnesses said that unmarked trucks had been seen digging up and taking the scarred pavement from the scene. Other witnesses were later interviewed and even claimed to see multiple helicopters in the area that same night. It has even been debated that the craft wasn't extraterrestrial in origin, but instead secret technology that our government could have been testing. Maybe it was having a malfunction and they attempted to recover the object. Whatever the case, this story has captured the public's curiosity for decades, leading to multiple documentaries and even an appearance on popular TV show Unsolved Mysteries. Betty Cash died at the age of 69 in 1998, 18 years after the incident. Vicki Landrum would also pass away at age 83 in 2007. While some find tales such as this ridiculous or hoax, I like to believe that there are some things in this world that can't be explained, and that having an open mind can make life all the more interesting. Follow for more.